Hi friends, how are you today? Are you ready to learn about the letter O? Here is a big O and a little O. And O can make a lot of different sounds. O can make an O sound. It can make an OO sound. And it can even make some sounds, different sounds when it's combined with different letters. Like it might make an ah sound or an O sound. So O is kind of cool. O is a vowel, like A and E and I. We've got O. All right, before we read our stories about letter O, let's sing our song so we're ready to listen. If you don't know the words, that's okay. You can follow along with your hands. So we start like this, hands together like a sandwich. Open, shut them, open, shut them, give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them, put them in your lap, lap, lap. Good job. All right, the first book we're going to read is called Good Night Owl. So here is our owl. Owl is our O word. Ah is another sound that O makes. You can see there's some O's up here too. Good is another O sound. Good Night Owl. All right, Good Night Owl by Greg Pizzoli. And we're reading this one with permission from Disney Hyperion. Owl was settling into bed when he heard a noise. Squeak! It was a tiny sound, no louder than a whisper. A funny noise he hadn't heard before. Do you hear noises sometimes in the night and you're like, I'm not sure what that is? Yeah. So let's see here. What does Owl think? Someone must be at the door, said Owl. Just a minute. But no one was there. Probably the wind, said Owl. Do you know what made that noise inside of Owl's house? We'll have to look closely at the pictures and see if we can figure it out. And he lay down in bed and said to himself, Good night, Owl. Squeak! Then he heard the noise again. It's coming from the cupboard, said Owl. So he went to take a look. Is it coming from the cupboard? Can you tell? You know what the noise is? I'll see if I can figure it out as we read. He emptied every shelf, but there was no noise to be found. So Owl went back to bed. Good night, Owl, he said. Then he heard the noise. Squeak! It must be under the floor, said Owl. Do you think it's under the floor? What do you think Owl's gonna do? Oh. And he pulled up the floorboards one by one. But he didn't find the noise. So Owl went back to bed. Do you think the noise is going to leave him alone? No? Okay. Squeak! This house has a noisy roof, yelled Owl. How do you think Owl feels? Maybe angry or upset? Yeah. And he took down the roof. There, said Owl, no more noise. Owl got back into bed. the stars and the moon shining down where his roof used to be. "Good night, Owl," he said. But Owl didn't close his eyes. He didn't dare. He knew that any second he would hear the noise. He waited and waited and waited and waited. Squeak! "It's in the walls!" Owl screeched. "I'll get you, Noise!" Owl said as he tore down the walls of his house. Do you think he needed to do that? I don't know. But he found nothing. The cupboard was empty, the floorboards were pulled up, the roof was pulled down, and the walls were gone. Owl went back to bed, and he said, "Good night, Owl." And then he saw the noise. Squeak! Owl smiled. He said, "Good night, Noise." "What is the noise?" "The mouse! It was the mouse the whole time!" And they went to sleep. The end. That was very silly. Owl didn't need to tear down his house, did he? No, he didn't. All right, we are going to sing a song, and I need to prep for that, so hold on, I'll be right back. Just a minute. Hi, I'm down here, but I'm going to have some friends join me. All right, we're going to sing Old MacDonald Had a Band. Okay, so Old MacDonald's going to have a band. He's going to have lots of different instruments. And the first instrument that Old MacDonald has is a ukulele. All right, here we go. Help me. So ukuleles kind of go strum, strum. That's what we're going to sing when we get to that part. All right, here we go. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O, and in his band he had a uke, E-I-E-I-O, with a strum, strum here and a strum, strum there, here a strum, there a strum, everywhere a strum, strum. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O. All right, Old MacDonald also has a drum. And our drum kind of makes a pum, pum sound. All right, so bring in the drummer. Here we go. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O, and in his band he had a drum, E-I-E-I-O. Pum pum here and a pum pum there, here a pum, there a pum, everywhere a pum pum. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O. So the next instrument that Old MacDonald has is a tambourine. And our tambourine makes a cling, cling sound. All right, here we go. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-E-I-O, and in his band he had a tambourine, E-I-E-I-O, with a cling, cling here and a cling, cling there, here a cling, there a cling, everywhere a cling, cling. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O. The next instrument that Old MacDonald has is a castanet. So Old MacDonald's castanet goes clack, clack, clack. All right, help me with this one. Here we go. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O, and in his band he had a castanet, E-I-E-I-O, right, so the last instrument that Old MacDonald has is this. It's called a whiro, and it makes a noise like this. So we are going to go if you can roll your R's, or you can go boom, boom. All right, here we go. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O, and in his band he had a whiro, E-I-E-I-O, with a r here and a r there, here a r everywhere a r. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O. So do you think you can do all of them? All right, if you have an instrument, do you have an instrument at home? You can play your instrument in this verse. And then we're gonna do all of the rest of the sounds going backwards from whiro all the way to ukulele. Here we go. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O, and in his band he had a E-I-E-I-O, with a here and a there, here a there a everywhere up, with a here and a there, with a clack clack here and a clack clack there, with a cling cling here and a cling cling there, with a pum pum here and a pum pum there, with a strum strum here and a strum strum there. Old MacDonald had a band, E-I-E-I-O. Good job, everybody. Thanks for helping. Let's read another story. All right, our next story also involves some singing, so I hope you warmed up your vocal cords. This is called a soup opera. So opera is our O word. Do you know what an opera is? It's like a play or a show, and the actors, instead of talking out their dialogue, they sing it very dramatically. And I'm going to need a little help from you on this song in this book. So this book is about a man who goes to a restaurant to have some soup. And so I need your help when the man sings, I can't eat the soup. I need you to sing along with me. Okay? Let's practice. And let's do it very dramatically. Here we go. I can't eat the soup. Ready? All right, here we go. This is by, I should go back and introduce this one, A Soup Opera by Jim Gill, illustrated by David Moose, and we're reading this one with permission from Jim Gill Inc. A man walked into one of the finest restaurants in the city and was seated at the very best table. Soon a waiter appeared with a menu. I don't need a menu, the man said. Just tell me, what kind of soup are you serving today? The waiter smiled and said, the chef's specialty, sir, onion soup. Onion soup sounds delicious, said the man. I'll take a bowl. The waiter returned promptly with a big bowl of soup. He set the bowl of onion soup down in front of the man. He turned, began to walk away, but was stopped. Excuse me, said the man. The waiter lifted his arms and sang, what seems to be the problem here? The man replied, okay, this is your choice, this is your chance, you're gonna sing with me. I can't eat the soup. What did you say? What did he say? Do you remember? All right, let's sing it. I can't eat the soup. The waiter scratched his head, thought for a moment, and said, I'll have to get the chef. The chef hurried in with a ladle and sang, what seems to be the problem here? Oh, here's the guy. What does he say? What is his words? I can't eat the soup. Good job. What did you say? I can't eat the soup. The chef slapped the ladle in her palm, thought for a moment and said, I'll have to get a policeman. A policeman strolled in wearing a big badge. What seems to be the problem here? Okay, here's the man again. Sing it with me. I can't eat the soup. What did you say? Okay, here he goes, here again. I can't eat the soup. The policeman stroked his chin, thought for a moment, and said, I'll have to get the mayor. The mayor stomped in and waved his big pen in the air as he sang, what seems to be the problem here? Okay, here's the man. What does he say? I can't eat the soup. What did you say? I can't eat the soup. The mayor thought for a moment, pointed a finger in the air, and said, I'll have to get the president. The president? And then the President of the United States walked into the restaurant. She looks very much like an opera singer to me, so we better sing very operatically. The President sang, what seems to be the problem here? All right, here's the man. Let's sing it. Sing what he says. I can't eat the soup. What did you say? I can't eat the soup. The president stopped singing and simply asked, why can't you eat the soup, sir? Because I have no spoon. He didn't have a spoon. Of course he couldn't eat the soup. The end. Oh, applause. Lots of applause. That was super silly, even sillier than the owl. All right, we're going to sing a song, and this song is about farming. So this song is called Oats, Peas, Beans, and Barley Grow. And I'm going to have some pictures up here of farmers farming. So we're going to learn a little bit about how oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Here we go. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Do you or I or anyone know how oats, peas, beans, and barley grow? First the farmer sows his seed, stands up tall and takes his knees, stamps his feet and claps his hands and turns around to view his land. Can you stand stamp your feet and clap your hands when we get to that part? Okay, all right. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Do you or I or anyone know how oats, peas, beans, and barley grow? Next the farmer waters the ground, watches the sunshine all around, stamps his feet and claps his hand and turns around to view the land. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Do you or I or anyone know how oats, peas, beans, and barley grow? All right, let's see, what else does that farmer have to do? He might have to sow, he might have to harvest the crop. He'd have to do lots of different things to get his product from the ground, from the seed to the plant, to the grocery store where we eat it. That's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, I've got one more story for you. This one is called Olivia, and it's about a little pig, and her name is Olivia. I really like this story. It's one of my favorites. Olivia, written and illustrated by Ian Falconer. And we're reading this one with permission from Atheneum Books for Young Readers. This is Olivia. She is good at lots of things. She is very good at wearing people out. She even wears herself out. What is she doing? Hammering, jumping, running, handstands, yo-yo, crying, kicking, jumping, stirring, running, jump rope? That's a lot of things. Olivia has a little brother named Ian. He is always copying. Sometimes Ian just won't leave her alone, so Olivia has to be firm. What is she doing here? Scaring him. Olivia lives with her mother, her father, her brother, her dog Perry, and Edwin, the cat. In the morning, after she gets up and moves the cat and brushes her teeth and combs her ears and moves the cat, Olivia gets dressed. She has to try on everything. Oh, she's got lots of different outfits here, doesn't she? On sunny days, Olivia likes to go to the beach. She feels it's important to come prepared. See, she's got all her gear on. She's got her flippers, her floaties, her earplugs, even her goggles and swim cap. Last summer, when Olivia was little, her mother showed her how to make sand castles. She got pretty good. Sometimes Olivia likes to bask in the sun. When her mother sees that she's had enough, they go home. What happened to her? She got a little sunburned. Every day, Olivia is supposed to take a nap. It's time for your you-know-what, her mother says. Of course, Olivia's not at all sleepy. Are you sleepy when it's nap time? No, of course not. On rainy days, Olivia likes to go to the museum. She heads straight for her favorite picture. Olivia looks at it for a very long time. What could she be thinking? She's thinking she's a ballerina. But there is one painting Olivia just doesn't get. I could do that in about 5 minutes, she says to her mother. And as soon as she gets home, she gives it a try. Uh-oh. time out. After a nice bath and a nice dinner, it's time for bed. But of course Olivia's not at all sleepy. "Only 5 books tonight, Mommy," she says. "No, Olivia, just 1. How about 4? 2? 3? Oh, all right then, 3, but that's it." When they're finished reading, Olivia's mother gives her a kiss and says, "You know, you really wear me out, but I love you anyway." And Olivia gives her a kiss back and says, "I love you anyway too." Now she's dreaming. I think she's dreaming of being an opera singer. The end. All right, friends, that is all the time we have for today. So we need to sing our goodbye for now song. If you don't know this one, that's okay. I'm going to do the actions up here in the corner and do my ukulele down here. So you can follow along and do the actions. This is called Skin-a-ma-rink. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. Skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Oh, skin-a-ma-rinky-dinky-dink, skin-a-ma-rinky-doo. I love you. I love your singing. I love you. You're all terrific. I love you. We'll catch you next time. I love you. You. Boop boop be doo. Mwah! All right, friends. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.